Onto the Page helps customers to create winning bids which help them to grow their business. So quite simply, if they're invited to tender for a piece of work, we can help them to make sure that their bid is going to win. There's a perception that there's a huge amount of red tape and bureaucracy to get through in bidding, and to a certain extent there is some information that you're going to have to collect, and there are some hurdles to get over. But actually, once you've collected the right information and you've got it right, it's in the bank and you can use it for all your bids and tenders going forward. There's two routes to market. So if you do want to bid, you'll have to make sure that you're in the right place to find the opportunities. So if you're looking for opportunities in the public sector, there are registers that you'll need to subscribe to in order to find the opportunities. In the private sector, it's a different ball game altogether. You have to get on the radar of buyers so that when they've got a contract that they want to put to market, that they know you're a credible supplier and they'll invite you to tender. And that can be quite a challenge in itself. But there are lots of ways that you can get the attention of a buyer in order for them to invite you to tender. My advice to novice bidders would be to create a level of self-awareness, which means that you're confident in selling your business to a buyer. It's very much about recognising what the buyer wants to buy, not what you've got to sell. And that does require a level of confidence in knowing your own proposition and then being able to sell it back to the buyer. If novice bidders are struggling to identify their own points of differentiation, their own USPs, Onto the Page can really help them to be aware of what makes them a great supplier and to be able to sell that back to a buyer. There aren't too many people in the region doing what we do, which is to help businesses to grow through bids and tenders. But we don't just help people to manage their processes, we help them with skills as well. So we do lots of training, sometimes one-to-one, sometimes in group sessions, sometimes in open workshops, which really help them to up their skills to make sure that their future bids are much better.
I came here today to Brand Yorkshire to listen to Emma Jakes talk about bid writing. I found the top 10 tips that she shared with us to be extremely useful, and I'm looking forward now to going back and putting them into practice, because we're looking currently at applying for tenders that are available through both the public and the private sector.
I found it very useful listening to some of the tips that she outlined. In particular, and it's something I know, but it's something that you lose sight of when you're putting bids together, it's very easy to respond to each of the questions. What you must never lose sight of is the fact that you have to differentiate yourself and you have to give them a reason as to why they should choose you.
So today I wanted to get across three vital messages to the audience, and that is how to find new opportunities, the process of actually going through a bid and making sure it's submitted on time and to the right quality on deadline day, but most importantly, what to do to make sure that their bid is a winner, not just making up the numbers.